Hello and welcome to the premiere. As I'm making this, this is Saturday morning at 10:04. Not that you're bloody interested. Just come back in from playing the usual. I thought I would show you very briefly as we start this. Lots of work on this one, lots of work in the future. Okay. There we go. So this premiere is going to be about my 6 months of being in Bricks, being here in Bricks. As you know, I've had a couple of other places, but this is the proper home. Proper home in Bricks. So I'm going to have a fag and a slurpee, same as usual. I've already made a video, which is the premiere, but I thought I'd put this on at the beginning because it's very apt. It's it ties everything in very nicely. Now, yesterday it's Friday the 13th, which is unlucky for some. I'm not a superstitious person, I don't really bother with it. But on Thursday evening, I found a lovely little place to go. Just go and bimble. Just check I'd turned the mic on, because you know what I'm like. Yep. Found a lovely place on Thursday to go and bimble. So I said to my little dog, I said, Bodes, I said, on Friday we're going to go out in the car. It's not far away, it's only a couple of miles. Go out in the car and then we're going to go for a lovely bimble to somewhere special. So I took the camera battery out and I charged that up and made sure I got everything ready for the morning. Leave quite early, I thought, you know, spend a couple hours there maybe. Check the weather, beautiful sunshine, still as still yesterday, Friday the 13th. So lovely. So get up and do all the usual and all the rest of it. And I bought Bodie recently, I bought him a new purple harness and a purple lead. And he likes that. When I hold it, he gets very excited, runs around in circles, then jumps up on his couch in a kind of sitting position, ready for me to slide it on. It's very easy to put on as well. So he did all that. I put his harness on. I said, we're going out in the car, we're going to go for a bimble. And he was wagging his little tail. So get myself ready. We go, put him into the car with my camera and all the rest of it, get ready for a couple of good hours away. He sat on the back seat, all excited, put the key in, turned it, nothing, dead. The car is dead. Tried it again, nothing. Tried it a third time, absolutely nothing. So I jumped out, I don't know what I'm doing, but I popped the bonnet and did the hands-on sort of healing, touched the battery. I thought, are the leads of the battery corroded? No, they're not. Are they loose? No, they're not. Is there anything that I can see that looks like it should be attached? And there's not. I looked, no, it wasn't. I know nothing about mechanics, so that was that. I'm in the AA, so I phoned the AA and I said, my car won't start. And they said, well, you haven't got home start. And I said, okay, how much is that to add on? She said it's $49.99, but then you need to add on something else, and I can't give you a price for that. So I need to put you through. I said, oh, don't bloody bother. You know, if it's 50 quid, then I wouldn't mind. But if it's any more than that, then yeah, of course I'm going to mind. I said, just don't bother. And that was that, you know, put down the phone. Cut a long story short, I found a guy who doesn't live too far away. Bear in mind I'm out in the sticks really, but he doesn't live too far. And phoned him, mobile mechanic, lovely guy on the phone. And he said, I'm absolutely flat out. He said, what's your postcode? So I gave him my postcode. And he said, the best I can do is say it's going to be sometime early evening, 6 o'clock-ish, maybe 7 o'clock-ish. Is that any good? And I said, yeah. I said, that's fine. So I wrote the day off and we did a day's art. I mean, it doesn't look like it, but that took a day. There we go. Took a day. Here we go. Right, I can have my fag now. So anyway, cut a long story short, this guy turned up and he was absolutely brilliant. Really good. He turned up with his, I struggle with this word, diagnostics. diagnostics kit and all the rest of it. Like that. And he said, it's your battery. He said, it's knackered. And I said, really? Because it didn't give me any warning. And he said, they don't now. The modern cars now, they don't normally give much of a warning, if anything. He said, I know what you're going to say. Like years ago, your old car, you know, you had dim lights, or it would take a while to start, and the dashboard would go dim as you're trying to turn the key and all the rest of it. He said, but when you think now with these batteries, they're running alarms, computers, immobilizers or whatever, and all the electronic gadgets and stuff like that. He said, when they've had enough, they've had enough. That's it, you know. Anyway, he said, you've got an original battery on here to the car, so it's good that it's lasted this long. He said, no, I thought it was going to be the battery, so he opened up this box and produced a brand new battery, bless him. And he fitted that, and the car started lovely, no problem. And then he looked at it and he said, do you know what? He said, it's only a few millimetres, but that battery is too small. He said, it'll get you by for the next however long, really, there's no problem. He said, but I'd be happier giving you the correct battery. And I said, oh, okay. And he said, no extra charge, I'll come out again tomorrow. So that's now today, as you're watching this Saturday. Come out again around the same time. He said, I've got another day that I'm absolutely flat out. He said, it's likely to be nearer 7 than 6. I said, that's fine. He said, it'll only take me 10 minutes to do. He said, but there's no charge. I said, all right, thank you very much. Now, do you know what? He charged me £60 the battery cost. So he charged me the 60 quid, no extra. And for the time that he spent here and the call out, £20. Nothing at all, 20 measly quid. I said, is that it? And he said, yeah. Anyway, I paid the money quite happily. And I said, have you got half a dozen cards? I said, we all struggle around here. We can't even get a pint of milk, you know. We've got no shop or anything for miles. And he said, yeah, I know. So he gave me half a dozen cards. And what I did when he went, I just went around to see all the neighbours, and I popped a card in. And this is how lovely people are. My neighbours this side popped a card in, and I said, look, you know, I've had no car all day. And she said, oh, you should have said, you could have borrowed ours. There's no problem with that. And I said, well, thank you very much indeed. I really appreciate that. She said, well, any time, if you need a car, we only use one most of the time. She said, if there's a car there, knock at the door, you can take it, you know, no problem. That's really, really lovely, isn't it, to know that. My friends in the corner, when I first moved in, I'd only been here like a fortnight, and she tapped at the door. I thought they was both out, because there was no car there for the day. Tapped at the door, and she said, Bryce, say no if you like. So I said, no, like that. She laughed. I said, what is it? And she said, is there any chance I could borrow your car just for 20 minutes, half an hour? I said, of course there is, you know. So I gave her the keys and off she went. Turned out she was desperate. She's a smoker, she had no fags and she had no milk. And her husband was away for the day. And I said to her, any time, you know. And she said, well, exactly the same with you. If our car's there and you want to borrow it any time, just give us a tap. Now, they went yesterday, typical, they went earlier than I went out to my car, to North Wales for a fortnight. And I thought, bugger, just the day when I could have used them, really, they'd gone. It's just as it is. But my next door neighbour said, anytime you like. So I will never ever be without a car as long as I live here, which is absolutely lovely. And so that's great. Anyway, this guy is absolutely great. My friend Maureen, we've just been out walking and what have you for quite some time today. And I said to her about Friday the 13th, I said, unlucky for some. And I said, what happened, you know? And she said, oh, you must give me his number, you know. And I said, I've got cards on me. And he gave me half a dozen cards or more, you know, so I gave her a card and she said, that's brilliant. She said, I had a puncture once. She said, I didn't know who to ring. It was evening. She phoned her son. He was on holiday. He couldn't get back. She phoned one of her neighbours and he was ill. She did this and she did that. And she stood there and didn't know what to do. Didn't know what to do. And as luck at it, a young lad in a small car She said loud exhaust, you know, so you know what, probably like a Peugeot. Pulled up behind her and said, "You all right?" And she said, "No, I've got a puncture and I don't know what to do," you know. This young lad couldn't do anything, but he phoned his dad, and between the dad came out in a car, and between the dad and the son, they got her going. So that's lovely, isn't it? People are nice, really, you know. So, but she said, you know, I wouldn't know what to do. I really wouldn't, you know, if things break down, I don't know what to do. And I said, well, this guy is fantastic. So I've given his card out now, 6, 7 times, and I've got 2 more cards. So I'm going to ask him for half a dozen more cards when he comes out this evening, because I'm sure he can get a lot more work. The other thing is he's an MOT tester, and he services the car. He doesn't make a mess either. He can service the car at anybody's home or work, and it's all sucked out from this machine in the back of his van and what have you. So you can do a full service, then you can take the car off and MOT it and bring it back. And that is fantastic for people like us that are stuck out, you know. So, yeah, itch. So that's really, really good. So Friday the 13th, what a bugger. I hope yours was better than mine, really. The worst part of the whole day was I felt guilty. I felt so guilty for my dog, bless him, you know. I felt quite upset in a way. He jumped up on that back seat and he sat there, he's wagging and he's all excited. He knows, oh, we're going to go somewhere and do something, I don't know, but I'm just loving life. So he sat there wagging, and I looked at him and sort of smiled, walked around the car, put the key in, nothing. And within a minute, we were walking back in. And I felt so guilty, you know. I don't know why I felt guilty, but I didn't. I had to take his harness off and his lead off, and I said, sorry mate, we're not going today, we have to go another day. And I know he's okay, and I know we played BALL in the garden, but it didn't stop me feeling guilty. You know, I want the best for him, really. I really do. So, yeah, we've been here 6 months. And we've got some lovely, lovely neighbours. So it's funny how that ties in, really, with this, the theme of the video. So I think we're going to be okay here. I think we are. I think we're at home. I feel quite happy and quite relaxed being here, which is good. So to finish this little part of the video, and then I'll tack it on to the other part, I've got 5 people saying, can I have another copy of your book, or can I have a copy of your book? And they're all sold. They're all sold. So I'm going to have to get a reprint done. By the time you get this is going to go up Monday the 16th, because that's exactly 6 months that I moved into this place. Either on that day or perhaps tomorrow, which is Sunday, I'm going to put a poll onto Facebook and probably a little video just asking people, do they want a copy or another copy, like a stocking filler for Christmas or whatever, because I need to know how many to get done. You know, if 10 people want a book, I don't want to order 50. And if 50 people want a book, I don't want to order 10. Do you know what I mean? So I just need to know a rough sort of figure. So if you do want either a copy or another copy, if you've already bought a copy. The other thing is, give me some feedback on my book as well, please, if and when you've read it, because so far only 4 people have. So I don't know whether only 4 people have read it and all the rest have read it and thought it's crap or whatever, I don't know. But some feedback would be lovely, just a couple of words, I liked your book or whatever. I would like to know roughly how people feel about it. But if not, that's cool. So yeah, if you do want a copy of my book, or you want another copy of my book, excuse me, let me know. There should be a poll on Facebook, as I say, within a day or two. And I'll make a short video, actually. In fact, I will. I'll put a video up. The next video you see will be a video about my book, and you can put the comments underneath that video saying yes please, I'd like one, or I want 2 copies, something like that. Or if not, then it'll be on my Facebook and you can just tick, and that means you want a copy. Makes sense, I think, sort of. Anyway, it's a beautiful day. It's going to be a glorious, glorious week this week coming. So summer isn't over. I think we're going to be blessed with this one final week. So Monday the 16th onwards, I think we've got to make the most of this week coming. Autumn is here. There is a touch of autumn. I can see it in the leaves. I can feel it in the air. There's just something about it that's just starting to turn away from summer into the autumn. So I can just feel that. It's just happening. But we are going to be blessed with a good week. So make the most of this week, because I've got a feeling we're going to start wrapping up a little bit. You know, we'll be going out in our hats and coats, and like I said in the video, SAD, Sad My Thoughts, in the winter, you know, we dress up in hats and gloves and scarves and coats and long trousers and boots and, you know, woolly pulleys and snuggly things and all the rest of it, and we don't really see much sunshine or air or anything. It's all, you hanker down, don't you, really? You snuggle up indoors, turn the heating on, and I got a feeling that's what's going to happen. As you can hear a noise to my right, that's my fan. I got a little USB fan going at the minute, only because I was a bit hot and blustered when we got back. Hello, Lisa. My friend Lisa went to Dersingham Bog on Friday the 13th. I hope you enjoyed that, Lisa. I was thinking about you while I was sat here with no car. Yeah, I hope everybody had no other problems on Friday the 13th. You know, it's a funny day sometimes, really. I can't remember the name, but there's a special name for it. I'm not superstitious. I'm not really worried or bothered about it, but I kind of thought, well, initially I thought the word bollocks, because that's me. I turned the key and I went, bollocks. No, I thought, what have I done wrong, you know? So I did it again. It didn't work. And I thought, bloody hell, Friday the 13th, you know. It's funny because you end up looking for whatever blessings there are. And I did think when I got back in, thankfully, that happened here. Had it happened when we was going out for a bimble, my car would have been parked down some lane somewhere miles away where I'm not quite sure, and I wouldn't know the postcode. And then you go and turn the key, and then what? What then? You know, what do you do then? So I'm very lucky and very blessed that it happened here, really. And at the end of the day, it needed a new battery. That was it. You know, there's no problem with the car. Car's a good car. So we're okay, really. Right, I'm going to finish my fag, finish my Slurpee, and then spend a few more hours on this particular piece today. And I'll be back when I'm back. But I'm now going to whack some more chat on here, on the premiere. Thank you for joining me. And hello, if you're in the chat area. Cheers, be well. Hello. Welcome to the premiere. I just thought I'd do a premiere. I haven't done a premiere for some time. So if you've got an hour, whatever this is going to be, kick your shoes off, sit back, and let's chat. Look at this little 7x5. Solaris. Okay, Solaris. No idea what the date is, but that'll be up whenever. That'll be up a few days before you're watching this. This will be going up on or around the 16th, so either the 15th or the 16th, whatever day that is, I don't know. So the 15th or the 16th of September. Reason being, I've been here 6 months. 6 months. I know. So I thought I would do a video to just to sort of tell you how my 6 months living here has gone, really, and to have a chat about whatever, really, anything and everything. Okay, so I'm having a Slurpee. It's piping hot. I only just made it. So cheers. Christ, it is hot. No, so I'm checking my mic. Right, my mic's on. Can you hear me? That woke you up, didn't it? So yeah, 6 months. We've been here for 6 months. First of all, I can just say I can't believe that it's 6 months. The years go by quicker the older you get, I'm sure of that. Anyway, so we moved in here on the 16th of March. So April, May, June, July, August, September. So we are on the 6th month, on the 16th of this month, September. 6 months. It seems funny because when I first saw this place, I absolutely fell in love with the area. I really fell in love with the area. Just driving through, then I saw the bungalow and I thought, wow, that's going to be ideal. Absolutely ideal. I got trees out the front of me. They're being blown away, not blown away, but blown around in the winds, especially the big silver birch. That's really going for it. And I got trees out the back. So I thought, wow, for me, that is absolutely ideal. Then I came in and the bungalow was really good. You know, straight away there was a new bathroom suite, so there was a new toilet, new sink, new bath. Went into the kitchen and all that is brand new as well. So I thought, wow, this is just beyond perfect, really. Sometimes it's slightly difficult to get past certain things, and on the floors, they'd obviously ripped all the carpets out, were these old sort of council tiles, these dark brown tiles, really ugly, all paint splattered, dirty rubbish. I thought, my God, you know. And then the room that I was going to have as the bedroom, which in the end I did, which is the dining room, so I have it as a bedroom, that needed a lick of paint even before I could sleep in there. It was kind of an oatmeal-y yellow colour. Not for me. I wanted it dark purple. Then in the lounge, that was kind of okay. It was sort of mostly white with bits of yellow, but I wanted that lilac. The bathroom, I did eventually paint. I say eventually, about 3rd week in I painted that, but that was okay, that was serviceable. The kitchen I haven't touched. It's absolutely perfect for me. Perfect colour, perfect, every last thing in the kitchen is perfect. The hallway I was going to paint, but I've left it. Just decided to leave it. And that's a very light mint green, so that can stay. You can probably see some of it actually, can't you? I've got the door open. Then I go to the back garden, which is all fenced off, because my priority wherever I move, number one, has got to be Bodie. Will he be happy, safe, well? Is there someone to play BALL? He's laid down there. And all the rest of it. Well, anyway, I go around the back. He's got 2 sheds. There's probably a 7-foot fence to my left with a big gate. There's lockable. There's an area for the bins, an area for tables and chairs, which I bought eventually. 2 sheds. Did I just say 2 sheds? I think I did. And then the fence goes all the way round. So there's no way, he wouldn't get out and he wouldn't want to go out, but there's no way of Bodhi going out, no way of anything else getting in. Perfect. Round the front, got a little brick wall all the way, got a gate, and then the fence goes up the sides, the same fence as round the back. So it's absolutely ideal. All the front is laid to shingle, so you don't have to do anything. Apart from, there's two sort of flower beds, but they've got these great big pampas things in, so you don't touch them either. Not really. You could just weed around the edges. I haven't bothered. Not a gardener. And nothing in the back in the way of plants and things like that. Just nothing, just laid to flagstones. And then a side area as well, you know, and that's all flagstoned off and all the rest of it, and all fenced and nice and safe and secure. Just perfect. Absolutely perfect. So I said to the lady, yes. I could say instantly, I love it, absolutely love it. Then we set about obviously making it a home. But I had to move in quick. Excuse me, I had to move in quick. She wanted me in within a couple of weeks. And I think it was about 11 days, something like that, and I was in. So that was a very, very quick move. But the right move for us and all the rest of it, obviously. Now, luckily, I'd met a couple of the neighbours. As I came in to look at the bungalow, I met a couple of the neighbours. As I was going out, I met those two neighbours again, walking their dogs, or coming back with their dogs. And stood there chatting, and they were really, really lovely. They're still here, obviously, you know, two each way. And I said I could do with some painting and decorating done. Anyway, I came back over, I think it was about 3 days later, I started bringing stuff over and arranging things. I had to arrange carpet fitter, I had to buy a cooker, washing machine, fridge, and just some other bits and bobs, and beer for deliveries and stuff like that. So I went to see if one of the ladies would take parcels in for me. She said, yeah, by all means, you know. So that was good. And then she came over, after about 10 minutes, came over and stood there having a chat. And I said about wanting it painted and decorated. And cut a long story short, I got a couple of silly quotes. And then she said, you know, my husband will do it for you. Really good, you know, 150 quid, bless him. So I said, yeah, and I give him 200 quid because I think it's worth it. Did a fantastic job, and then the carpets were down, and it looked like it was a long process, but really 10 days, 12 days, that was it. We were in. We were in so quickly, it was unbelievable. Just reaching over to get me backy. Yeah, I'm on my chair, get over it. I like saying that to people. Yeah, I smoke, get over it. Yeah, I'm coming back, get over it. There we go. Hello. So, 6 months. 6 months. I like lots and lots about it, but I actually like it more now than I did when I first started living here, which is ridiculous, isn't it? One of the best things about living here is just how quiet and dark it gets of an evening. I don't hear a sound, not a sound. After about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night, and it goes pitch black, and not a sound. And I sleep out the back, so there's no street light. There's, you know, not going to hear any traffic. Not that there is, but you're not going to hear anything whatsoever. And honestly, I can go to bed and I lay there, and I can't hear a single sound from anywhere. And that is wonderful, absolutely wonderful. To me, that is one of the best aspects of living here. The darkness and the quiet. Also, the outside space. If you remember my last bungalow, I didn't have a garden. That was one of the reasons why I moved. The other reason why I moved, I don't know if I've ever said this on video, the guy that I rented it from was lovely. I think he'd been bitten in the past. He would only have me on a month-to-month contract. And I said to him, you know, I've been here like 10 months, you know, I said, the place is okay, I'm okay, you know, all the rest of it. I said, I want a year's contract, you know, as a minimum, really, and I'm prepared to stay here. And he said, no. He said, I want it monthly. I said, why is that? Anyway, he said, I just want it monthly, that's the way it's going to be. I thought, well, fuck you then, you know. And that was it. And within, I think 3 days after that, that conversation, I got this place. So that was it, went. When you live anywhere, you need security, you want security, you know. This place, I said to her, you know, a couple of the reasons why I'm moving, and I said, you know, I was on a month to month, and the woman said, oh God, that's no good. And I said, no. I said, especially with my age and everything else, you know, I want to settle, but I want to settle for good. And she said, well, if you like this place, it's yours forever. Forever. She did say you got to pay me rent though. Cow. Yeah, so she said, if you like this place, it's yours forever. And I said, I love it. And she said, done. That was it. So I've got this place, as long as I pay her a rent, I've got this forever. And that's a wonderful settling feeling, especially having a little garden that I can use. A lot of people can't use their garden, they're kind of overlooked and, you know, things like that, or it's too noisy, maybe they're too near the traffic, or for whatever other reason, you know. I can use my garden, and I do. And this summer I think I've been out there every single day, every day. I've eaten out there of an evening. Takes me Slurpee out there. We play BALL out there. And my garden is another room. That's how it was in my house in Oxfordshire that I sold. That was another room, that garden. I use that every single day. You know, not overlooked at all, that one. And that was absolutely ideal. This one is overlooked, if you want to say it's overlooked, because this is a little close. So there's nobody that overlooks me immediately, but you go down the road and there's half a dozen houses, and upstairs in their bedroom windows, they can look over to the close, yeah, if they wanted to. So you're kind of overlooked, but you know, I don't take any notice of that. I don't sit facing that way. I face the trees, and I don't even think about looking over to that way. He wants to bloody look at me. So I'm happy with the little outside space. I think the front garden is wasted really because it's huge and I don't use it. I never will. Been spraying white vinegar. Occasionally you get weeds coming up near the path. If you use white vinegar rather than any weed killer, it gets rid of the weeds within 24 hours. And if you go to the supermarket and buy a big thing of white vinegar, it costs about 30p, 40p. Little tip for you. So yeah, it's kind of a waste, but you know, I'm looking at it now. It's a nice big garden. The all the little stones are sort of white and yellow and brown, so it's nice and light and airy. Very summery, my garden is, I think. Then the gate, the roads, you know, to the close. Obviously, there's nobody there. Then we've got a green area, a little grass area that gets cut about every 5-6 weeks. Then there's a hedge. Well, then there's the trees, 2 big trees. Then there's a hedge. Then there's just trees. That's it. That's all I can see. The whole lot. That's it. Which is beautiful. So don't get overlooked front or back. So I've got an extra room called the garden. But that's probably number one. what I really love is the dark and the quiet and the peace. And at night time, just so peaceful. I have yet to hear a single sound at night. Oh no, I heard a bloody cat. I think I said that in a video. Got up about 3 o'clock in the morning, had a wee, just about to go back to bed. And there was something on the fence panel out there, one of the fence panels doing like that. So I quickly sort of ran out and saw this arse and a tail disappear, and it was a bloody cat. But you know, human-wise, I haven't heard a sound, not a single sound. So we've got the garden. I've got a smaller kitchen here than I did in the last place, but it's got more cupboards. Not only that, but it's got more workspace. Am I going to sneeze? I think I'm going to sneeze in a minute, you know. No, maybe not. So I've got a lot more workspace and a lot more cupboards in there, and that's crazy to have a tiny little kitchen. My kitchen is tiny, but perfectly usable. You know, I can wash up there, turn to that and start cooking, and over there do something else, you know. And I've got more than enough space in there. In fact, I've got so much space I don't use a complete section of it, 7 foot long. Don't use it. Don't use it, don't need to use it, but I can if I want to. So that's really good. I'm so happy that I've decided to have the bedroom around the back. That means I've got this room, the art room, and the lounge. I don't use the lounge a lot. The only time I use the lounge is if I've got somebody here. If not, then of an evening, a late evening, I go in and see Bodhi because he's normally asleep on the couch. Go in and see him, give him a little stroke, massage him sometimes, put some gentle music on, spend time with my crystals and with my little dog, and that's what we do for about an hour, or so, you know, hour or two maybe sometimes. Other times 10 or 15 minutes if I'm sort of tired and heading off to bed. But my days really they're spent here mostly, in this room, the art room. What have we got here? It's a hamlet, so there's nothing here. No shop, no doctor, no nothing. We do have a travelling post office that is supposed to be here, I think, a couple of times a week, but they can't really be bloody bothered and they turn up if and when. But I have managed to catch them on a number of occasions. Other times I've walked around there. It's not far, just around the corner. I go around there and there's nobody there, all locked up and what have you, and I think, well, it's supposed to bloody be here, you know. So it could be a pain, but it's not. My nearest shop and post office are together, and that's about 6 miles. What I tend to do is try and do things together. So if I need fuel, or I got a doctor's appointment, or I got to go to the post office, or I need some shopping, or I've run out of this, or whatever, so I try and get 3 or 4 or 5 of those things together and just go out for a morning or for an afternoon and just do them. That works. It seems to be working. That's fine. Got no problem doing that. So although we've got no doctors, we've got no nothing like that, we have got some lovely fields and walks and stuff like that, so you can go out, spread yourself out any direction, and you end up somewhere. I haven't found it yet, there is a river. I don't know the way to the river or how far it is or anything, but I do know there's a river. There's the fields that you will have seen us in, that we go playing BALL. That's all changed because there's a great big fence going across, but they have put a gate in, so they kept the footpath. So I just walk, I don't know, 100 yards, then you got this big fence thing, then that's where we play BALL. And we go out there every single day, or virtually every single day, most days. Depends on my legs and ankles, how I am really. But yeah, most days we've been out there. And he loves it, absolutely loves it. If not, you just wander around really, you know, it's pretty. It's pretty. Wherever you go, I think, oh, that's nice. This is beautiful, you know, and it's so, so quiet. You can walk down the road and you just walk and walk and walk. You never see a car. I say that, it was like a bloody motorway one morning. They had some roadworks at the top, so everybody seemed to come in round that way. But on average, you don't see a single soul, nobody. Now, I have fully embraced bricks, living in bricks now, finally. Obviously, I lived in my last place. I absolutely love that last place. It wasn't the place that I lived in, but it was the area, the village. That village had a shop, a Chinese, an Indian, a couple of other shops, a doctor's surgery and a pharmacist. And a village hall and a big place to play BALL. So for us, our purposes, it had everything. It also had a little river, just some walks up through fields. Where else did we go? You know, just several places. Yeah, there's a big woods. There was a little woods. The little woods were at the back of my place. So that was really, really nice. Nice to go around there every day, 3 or 4 times a day, literally, because it was 100 yards, if that, you know, 50, 60 yards probably, I don't know, literally around the corner we were there. And that was lovely, and I really, really love that. I miss them because the woods here are a bit further away. So I've got to either drive or I've got a bit of a walk. So I don't go to them, basically. I will, I'll have to start going to them. But I struggled letting go of Ishi. I struggled letting go of that lifestyle that was within me. And I missed it, and I do miss it, and I really do miss it, and I loved it. I absolutely love that lifestyle. I'd never go back to it now, not now, too old. I'm not well enough anyway, really. I'm not physically well enough to go back to that lifestyle, but I think I've done it. If I went back to it now, I would only be doing more of the same. And I wouldn't want it to be samey. I wouldn't want that at all. So I'm glad I've done it, and I have to draw a line under it. And it is difficult, but I've finally got to that stage. It's taken, what, 10 months there, 6 months here, you know. It's taken quite a while to get to that stage where I can let it go. The silly thing is, I do miss it, and I do find myself sometimes, I'll be on my computer and I'll be looking at just random places on a map, and then there's one of my park-ups there in Cirencester or Bristol or Scotland or wherever. And I think, oh God, look at that, you know. And then I remember that being there, remember where we walked, how alive Bodie was, or the people that we met, or the conversations that we had, and even the pieces of art that I produced in that area. I remember all that, and I feel quite, bloody hell, wind's getting up. Melancholy, I suppose, a little bit sad that I can no longer do that, but it was a moment in time, and we have to live now. Have to embrace the now, and this now is absolutely wonderful. And the reason why I like this so much is, number one, I'm left alone, totally left alone. I can see my neighbours if and when. If I went out there and sat on the wall, one of the neighbours would come across for a chat. And that is absolutely guaranteed. And that's happened time and time again. Yeah, if I'm out in the garden, just sprinkling my white vinegar about, one of the neighbours will pop over and say, "How are you doing, Bri?" And that's lovely, absolutely lovely. But apart from that, I just get left alone. You know, one person has knocked once in 6 months. Needed to borrow something, and that was that. Just one person, one neighbour. I'm quite reclusive, as you know, so that suits me. It absolutely suits me. It frees me up to do my work, it frees me up to do my art, it frees me up to meditate, to read, just to live my quiet existence without thinking, oh, people are going to come round, people are going to knock, people want me for some reason, because they don't. So it's absolutely lovely. If I could have written down when I was in Ishi what I want out of a place, I would have said I want a warm place. This place is lovely and warm, I have to say that. I want a warm place, ideally 2 bedrooms to turn one into an art studio. That's what I've got. In a quiet rural place where I don't really see anyone. That's what I've got. With plenty of walks, which I've got. Somewhere to go and play BALL, which I've definitely got. With friendly, nice people around, and I've got some really lovely, friendly, nice people. I had a cup of tea yesterday with my friend Maureen. That was the first one since I lived here. She got a few little problems, and she's in her 80s, bless her, but she's got a few little problems, and she's been talking to me, talking about her problems to me over the last 2 or 3 weeks. And met her yesterday. We was just on a bit of a bimble. I stood there chatting for about half an hour, and she said, "Right, I think I'm going to head off home." And I said, "Okay then." And she said, "Would you do me a favour?" And I said, "Yeah, sure, certainly." And she said, "Would you come with me, come and have a cup of tea and a chat?" I said, "Yeah, no worries." You know, I got Bodie. She said, "He's fine, he can come in, or play in the garden, do whatever." She got a dog, and they get on fine. So I spent a little while with her, just chatting about a couple of little things and what have you. And she gave me a bag of tomatoes. Went down to her greenhouse, she got bloody tomatoes galore. She said, "I can't give them away." I said, "I'll have a bag of tomatoes then." That was absolutely lovely. And that was really, really sweet. So that was nice. Very villagey. The walk from here to where we go and play ball, there's 3 or 4 tables get put out there with eggs, fruit, vegetables and plants, all for sale. Hello. Hello indeed. Now my battery died on the last little bit that I was doing. Cheers. And I can't quite remember where I got to, although I know that we're doing a premiere. Now I showed you this little piece. And this one will be up on, I think it's Thursday the 12th. This has got a way to go yet, so this is actually work in progress that I don't normally show you, but it's a very quick look there because it is work in progress, quite a way to go, but I'm loving doing it. Absolutely loving it. Now I was talking obviously about the 6 months, that's the whole point of this premiere. the 6 months that I've been here, and what I enjoy the most. And there is a lot to it, a hell of a lot to it, really. Probably too much to go into, you know. I feel very, very settled in my everything, in my heart, my soul, my mind, my being. I feel very, very settled. I'm enjoying cooking. You know, I've got the space to cook, and things are so much easier out of a van. You know, when you're away from a van, you've got so much more space with the big freezer behind me, see it, and all the rest of it. So I'm really, really enjoying all that, definitely. Most importantly, I'm just enjoying the space, just the space. I could lay in bed in Ishi, and I used to put my arms out and I used to go clonk clonk, and I used to touch each wall. That was it. You know, now my bedroom is the what would be the dining room, but my God, I can now just put my arms out, I can run around, and that's the smallest room. So they're quite big rooms, really, you know. But I'm enjoying it on lots and lots of levels, and I think it's taken me quite some time to actually probably appreciate being in bricks, if I'm honest, you know. The last place I loved the little village, as you know, and all the rest of it. There was a part of me, I felt I'm being forced to live here because I can't drive, I can't travel. You know, that has come to an end, and I was kind of forced to be there in a way. There was the other side that I absolutely loved it, and I did, and I did love that place, I must admit. You know, wonderful, wonderful place. And I made friends there very, very quickly. But you know, I've made friends here as well. And we know the reasons why I moved here, really. The landlord, month-to-month contract, that sort of thing, you know. No garden. Winter was a bit of a pain, you know, no garden. And I've got to walk Bodie at 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and it was absolutely freezing. And he'd come in, and bless him, he'd have mud and, you know, stuff like that on him. And it was just a right pain. But, you know, saying that, I still loved it. I love everywhere, really. It's just my place. I just make the most of where I am and things like that, you know. So, yeah, I'm enjoying this on so many different levels that it's difficult to say, you know, because if you're living in bricks and you're watching me, you'll think, well, that's all bloody obvious, Bri, you know. But I think I travelled for so long that became the norm. Being cold became the norm. Not having much space became the norm. Tripping over things just became the norm. Not being able to really keep it clean and tidy just became the norm. Struggling in lots of ways became the norm. And that struggle has been lifted from me now. Now that I'm over the silliness of, oh, I'm forced to be here, I actually now want to be here. I want to be here, you know. It's a beautiful, glorious day today, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I really wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I don't have the need really to go out travelling anywhere. I am hoping to next spring onwards. I'm really hoping to, and I'm hoping that my ankles are going to be much better. I've got some treatment coming up and things like that over the next few months. I'm really hoping that there's going to be a bit of a change in my physical being, you know, to enable me to get out much more, and I will do. But if not, I love it. I love, and the people here are great. The bungalow is fantastic. The garden is wonderful. The walks and just the outside space everywhere. I love it. I absolutely love it. So how many times can you say that, Bri? Yeah, I really do love it. I think that's going to bring it to the end, otherwise I keep saying the same thing over and over again, which I just have. But I just thought I'd make a premiere because I haven't done one for a while, and it's lovely. The nice thing about making a premiere is that people chat in the chat room, and I think that's really, really nice. So I hope you've been doing that this last hour. We've probably been talking for an hour. And thank you all for being here, for joining me in the chat, really. But yeah, this is nothing more. This is kind of a celebration of my 6 months, isn't it? Really, you know. But just to let you know that we are both happy. We are both pretty well on the whole, and we are loving where we are. You know, we've got a home for life, which is absolutely wonderful. You know, I feel that to me is so important. It really is, to know that I've got this for life. You know. And I don't know what life is going to hold for me in the future. I don't know if one day I'll buy a holiday home or a caravan, or will I go on lots of little mini trips or mini holidays or something like that? Or will I stay exactly where I am and not leave the bungalow hardly ever? I don't know. I don't know what I'll be doing. But whatever I'll be doing, I think there's an inner contentment now that I found. Finally. So we're happy. And can we ask for any more than that? You know? Now I've got another friend coming down to see me in a couple of days, 24th of September. So that's nice. It's nice that people have bothered. I've had more people come to see me here than came to see me in the last place. I've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 different people. I've been here 6 months, right? And I've had 8 different people here. And I really appreciate all of those 8 people. I really do. To give up time and energy and their effort to come and see me has been absolutely wonderful. And they all know that I can't really drive too far at the moment. But when I can, I will go and visit people if and when, you know. I just find it so difficult at the moment, but maybe that's not forever. But I do appreciate those people to come and see me. Yeah, I mean, in the last place, I think I had 4 visitors in the year, 4 separate visitors. Yeah, I think it was. But that's fine. Obviously, you know, family would never visit me. They didn't visit me when I lived 200 yards away, didn't bother. So, but that's fine, isn't it? You know, they've got to do whatever they do. I'm not bothered about that. But yeah, it's lovely to see my friends, and it's lovely that I think 4 or 5 visited last time, and 8 this time. And there won't be any more visitors, I don't think, much after September, because obviously then we start getting into the autumn and the winter, and I wouldn't expect people to drive. Although my friend Danny said he'd be down sometime in the winter, so if you are coming down, Danny, choose a nice time, be safe, you know. But it's always a pleasure to see you, and anybody else who wants to come and see me, really. I say anybody, you know what I mean? If you're a politician, keep well away. Right, we are off. But thank you for joining me. It is appreciated. And it is appreciated. As I say, I hope everybody's been chatting as well in the chat room, because that's nice. Nice to link up. Of course, the biggest thing this bungalow's given me, because it has been so quiet and peaceful, is time to finish my book. So I hope, give me some feedback on that. Let me know what you thought. If you bought a copy of my book, let me know. You know, leave it in any way you like, really. Rambling to Bry, Facebook. Just say I've read your book and I think it's crap. Whatever you think. Thank you. Take care, everybody. Be well. And I'll be back soon. If you've got any more of my thoughts, if you want me to continue with that series, let me know your thoughts, my thoughts, everybody's thoughts. Take care. Cheers and be well. Thank you. Bye.